talk to, something to share. Someone you know who will always be there. Tune in, turn on, Talknet. We care.
Well, hello there. How are you? Hey, I am delighted you dropped by. I'm Bruce Williams. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to my world. Welcome to Talknet. Part of my world is, this week, Walt Disney World. We're bringing you this whole episode from the Contemporary Resort, the fourth floor, the Coconina Lounge. And we'll be here this evening and tomorrow evening. So if you're in the neighborhood, if you're in Central Florida, we'd like you to drop by. We'll even buy a Coca-Cola for you, if you wish. Now, if you're not in the area, we'll make it easy to call. 800-800-223-4141. 800-223-4141. Get you here from all 50 states. That magnificent Caribbean. It's true. Now sit back, relax. I'm Bruce Williams. Welcome to Talknet.
To anyone with car buying plans, but not much of a savings plan, Volkswagen introduces a new financing assistance plan. For a limited time, when you finance a new Volkswagen Jetta, Golf, GTI, Fox, Cabriolet, Vanagon, or Wolfsburg Limited Edition model, this unique plan can help you save. How much? Hurry in to your Volkswagen dealer and find out. Because if you've got car buying plans, he's the one with the financing assistance plan.
Forever, I've been after Harry to polyurethane the table. After the baseball game, he says, "So, baseball's over." And I say, "Harry, how about polyurethaning the table?" After football, he says, "Then it's basketball." The man never moves. So I did it myself with Red Devil polyurethane wood finish. Now the table's gorgeous, a real work of art.
Do it yourself, but do it right. Get a can of Red Devil polyurethane clear wood finish and get a tough, beautiful coat of protection. Red Devil.
Maybe I should polyurethane Harry.
This portion brought to you by Volkswagen. Cars at an honest value for over 40 years. Alrighty, we begin the festivities in Portland, Maine. It's Bruce Williams and Goofy against the world. Hello there.
Goofy, hi there.
Hi, Goofy just came in to say hello.
Oh, have you met Mickey Mouse yet?
Of course, Mickey and I are intimates, and Minnie and I, well, we just don't talk because gentlemen never tell about those things.
Oh, good talking to you, Bruce.
What's on your mind?
Well, I have a question. I'm 21, and I graduated from high school in '87. I haven't gone on to college yet. I landed a full-time job after a lot of part-time jobs in radio.
What are you doing?
Disc jockey and
right.
Promotions director.
Okay.
I guess my question is I know your feeling on going to school, and they say the longer you wait, the harder it is to go back.
Well, I was a lot older than you are.
And was it harder to go back?
I don't know. I was stupid like you. Didn't go to college.
Well,
and I was 25 and went back. I was as a freshman at 25. Had a kid when I was a freshman. One was a junior. One was a senior. One the first year of grad school. One the second year of grad school. Quit school. No more kids.
Well,
must be something about education and fertility. I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I was wondering. I've made so many good advances. I would say even big advances in the field, and the only thing school has done for me up to this point is get in the way.
Yeah, but you are a minor leaguer's minor leaguer right now. Is that not true?
Yeah, probably.
That's where you're going to stay forever without a degree. We wouldn't let you come in and wash our windows without a degree, and you think I'm kidding you? You wouldn't get any. You wouldn't be allowed in our building.
Well, now
you could be dynamite. You could be the best engineer, the best production man around.
Now, why would that be?
Why? Because there's 10,000 other guys that are just as good as you are, and they have demonstrated intellectual capacity and tenacity. They got their degree. What do I want to talk to you for?
Well, if you had two employees lined up, same qualifications, one had a degree, one did not, you
don't have a chance. Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. Why wouldn't I?
Well,
I got a better.
What if one had 5, 6, 7 years experience over the one just getting out of school?
I still probably look. I might hire the guy without the degree for a stopgap or with a job that had relatively no place to go.
Then qualifications does have something to do with
it. What qualifications could you possibly have but a little experience?
A little experience, I would think a little accounts for a lot, and
doesn't count for
a lot.
Doesn't count for much.
Yeah.
Really doesn't. You want to be a page at one of the networks, you must have a degree. If you want to get into our place at the lowest possible entry-level job, we wouldn't say hello to you without a college degree. Now, If you're talking about it at a local radio station, sure. You have some talent, we'll take you. No question.
Yeah.
But if that's where you want to stay the rest of your life, and there's nothing immoral, illegal, or wrong about that.
Now, what kind of degree? Does it have to be in the same field?
I don't care if it's basket weaving,
Anything.
shoelace tying,
Yeah.
gum chewing, girl watching, anatomy by braille. I don't care. But I want you to demonstrate to me that you have the capacity to hang around for 4 years and the tenacity and the intellectual ability to at least handle a decent college course.
Now, do you think I should aim that in a broadcasting field somewhere, or
if you're going to, if you see, unlike if you've chosen this is your field, by all means, be a communications major, and pick a school that's noted for that, like Syracuse.
Yeah. Well, if Syracuse was an option, I would have taken that right out of high school.
Why isn't it an option?
Well, SATs and scores, and if they look at anything from high school, they wouldn't have much to look at.
Well, then why don't you do something about that?
By doing what?
Go to a junior college and get aces. Yeah. Go back to a junior college and take a year and get all fours. Syracuse will be glad to say hello to you on a transfer basis.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say go back and get deuces. I said go back and get aces.
Yeah. Now, I also heard Peter Jennings from ABC never went to college.
That may very well be, but Peter Jennings is how old?
Must be 40s.
Yeah, he and Barbara Waters, that's right.
Sure.
Well, no, it's a different generation.
Yeah.
Different generation. Of the guys active today, I don't think there's anybody who has a degree in communications. But the people that are going to replace us, most of them will have degrees in related areas. I don't have a degree in communications. My degrees are in education. A lot of guys have, in fact, a lot of folks have degrees in education in broadcasting today, but that's changing. You see, you're going to have to compete against your peers, your colleagues, who have done and paid their dues.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want to pay your dues. And I can understand your feeling, because every emotion that you're telling me about, I'm better than that, it's what's inside that counts. I said all those things, you see. And it took me till I was 25 to smarten up and say, don't try to lick the system that way. Join it. Pay your dues. Now, you may not be able to do it. You may take till 30 before you do it. But sooner or later, you're going to find out. And so there's another facet to that, too.
Yeah.
That's socially. You are less acceptable without the education.
In what circle?
In the circles I think you'd like to get into.
No.
You don't believe that, do you?
No.
Well, you can believe it or not, pal, but I've been there.
Yeah.
You're going to be sitting around. You'll be sitting around with a bunch of people, and everybody's talking about their fraternity. But you got nothing to say.
Well,
and then they're going to talk about, hey, do you?
Me up. That doesn't
It may not shake you up. I don't know how to. You're 21, going on 16. Yeah. It may not shake you up, but Michael and Bill Lally and Dave Bartlett and I are sitting around, and we're all talking about good old college days, and you've got nothing to say. And then we're saying, who are we going to stick into that slot? I'll guarantee you one guy won't get stuck in the slot. Yeah. Guess who?
Probably me.
Because we make the decisions, not you.
Yeah.
Now, those are the cold, hard facts. I'm not telling you this is right. I'm not telling you that if I could change things, I might. I might not. Yeah. But those are the facts. Now, if those are the facts, and you're going to find exceptions, you're going to find the guy that made $1 million without any education, whatever, but they are the exception to the rule. But if those are the general facts, and you're 21 years old, and if you were to graduate at 26, you still have 40 active business years or more ahead of you, the good Lord spares you, why would you not make that contribution to yourself?
I guess I didn't realize how it would figure in.
And put it another way.
Yeah.
What have you lost? Suppose it never earns you a nickel.
Yeah.
It still helps you to become a more rounded person. You're at a party again, and you'd be surprised how many deals are cut in bars and parties, all right?
Yeah.
And someone's talking about the philosophers. How many philosophers can you mention right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you covered, kid. I wish you well.
Thank you, Bruce.
I'm Bruce Williams. Stick around for more. This is Talknet.
You know that Sears has lowered prices on over 50,000 items, like all the microwaves at Sears May Carnival of Values. A 500-watt GE microwave with 5 power levels is just $131. And only Sears has all these other name brands, some starting as low as $79. Sharp, Panasonic, Amana, Tappan, and Kenmore, America's bestseller. Sears May Carnival of Values. Don't miss it.
Your money's worth and a whole lot more.
Continental U.S. only.
This is James Whitmore. When it comes to lawns, some folks say too much work, too much time, too much money. Well, if that's you, I've got the answer that'll make folks like us look like experts. Miracle Grow Lawn Food and the Miracle Grow No Clog Feeder. You just pour the lawn food into the feeder jar and spray on. Nothing could be easier. You'll feed your whole lawn in minutes. You'll see lush green growth in days. Miracle Grow Lawn Food and the Miracle Grow No Clog Feeder. Beautiful lawns for folks like us.
If you've been denied a credit card, you know how frustrating that can be. You know how difficult it is to rent a car without a Visa or MasterCard or some similar card. The New Era Bank of Somerset, New Jersey understands, and that's why they've introduced their collateralized credit card program. And here's how it works. You're asked to make a deposit in a fully insured account. That's an FDIC account, of course, of $500, and you must pay a modest, non-refundable application fee. You may have bruised your credit. Maybe you're young or new on the job. You might be recently divorced. In any case, the New Era Bank of Somerset wants to help you. Now, here's what you do. You call 1-800-252-8000, 1-800-252-8000. They'll send you an application. Please complete it with the appropriate application fee. Get it in, and as soon as that application is approved, you'll be asked to make a deposit of $500 to your account, and you're on your way. You see, I think so much of New Era Bank that I became a stockholder. That's quite an endorsement from me. Believe that. Now, call this number now, 1-800-252-8000, 1-800-252-8000. 800-223-4141. Hey, give me a shout, and welcome to my world. Yeah, I'm certain that young fellow I was just talking with says, I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's his privilege, and he can go out and find out the easy way or the hard way. But, you have to go, and there are a lot of folks that perhaps don't have a college education may resent what I had to say. And that's all right, too. I'm thinking of my old man. Now, my old man never saw the inside of a high school, let alone a college. And he did very well for himself. But he was in a different era. My dad was born in the 1890s. In the early teens, I guess around 1920, when he was an adult, this kid's age, make it 1917, 16, wasn't necessary to have a great formal education to make it in the business world. But this is the 1990s. He's going to move in the next century. And you're going to have a degree to get a job sweeping the streets by that time. Now, those are the facts. Now, you can grind your teeth and get all upset and say it's not right. Doesn't matter. Those, indeed, are the facts. And you're going to also compete with the people from Japan. And those kids are getting educated. And if you want to compete with them, you got to compete with them on their own level and have the education that they have. Okay, Sam, what's on your mind?
My question is this. I have a authentic autographed baseball with 14 original signatures, including Gabby Hartnett, Walter Houck, Pat Collins, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Ted Lyons, and 7 more.
This sounds like an old Yankee team, huh?
Right. And it was the original ball obtained in Chicago or New York. It's American League baseball, patented in 1925.
Mm-hmm.
The old cushion cork centers. And
Okay.
I'm interested in finding out the value of the ball and finding a buyer.
Well, I certainly don't know. But I think if you were, how far is Victorville from either San Francisco or from Los Angeles?
It's 90 miles from Los Angeles.
Okay. I think if you start snooping around L.A., you're going to find from time to time they will have a convention of folks who collect baseball memorabilia, cards, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we find quite a few in the cards and pins.
I'm talking about...
But they're not into the more valuable things.
I understand. Well, more valuable. There's some baseball cards, my friend.
Oh,
that,
yes, I know.
You can do pretty well with, like 80, 90,000, is it?
Right. Yeah, there's some real valuable ones, right.
That is not exactly too shabby. But any event, there are these conventions of baseball collectors, and I think if you were to take your ball down there, and I'm confident that you can, if nothing else, call the convention bureau in L.A. and San Francisco and see the next time one is scheduled.
Right.
and take your ball down there. You're going to find people who collect anything and everything.
Is there any possibility that you could have someone contact me or anything like that?
No.
You don't do
no,
that?
No, we don't do that.
You don't
But
do
I'll
that.
tell you what we're going to do. You hold on just a minute.
All right.
You hold on just a minute, and maybe we can find somebody out there who collects this nonsense. And I'm not exactly a baseball fan. I got to tell you something. I remember going to a ball game once, and I went out and had some popcorn, a hot dog, and something else, and I came back, and the guy still hadn't thrown a pitch. I mean, whew. If you're, but listen, whatever turns you on. If you are knowledgeable about baseball memorabilia, why don't you give me a call at 212-245-6040. That's our expert line, 212-245-6040. And maybe you can help my friend in Victorville, California, tell him how to get rid of his ball. I hesitate to tell him that Christie's or Sotheby's, I don't know that one baseball will be of much interest to those guys. And I also know that there are people that collect everything. If you can find collectors of Billy Beer, you can find collectors for anything at all. So you stand by Victorville, and we'll find somebody for you. 212-245-6040. In the meantime, we go to Rochester, Minnesota. Hello there.
Hello, Bruce.
Hi.
How's Florida?
Everything is super. Mickey and Minnie have been delightful. I mean, we're having a great time. We've done every attraction at the new MGM Center. We taped the show over there yesterday. That'll be heard this coming Monday evening. We've got all the rides and had a good time for ourselves. We visited our friends at WSUN, our new affiliate in Tampa, Florida today, and the folks from WDBO, our Orlando affiliate, have been gracious and provided people and all kinds of assistance. So you can't ask for much more, I'll tell you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Not only that, but I know what I did last night. Ate a piece of alligator. Oh yeah. Well, you got to try.
Yeah?
You got to try. I've eaten rattlesnake. I tried some rattlesnake. It wasn't bad. Everybody says everything tastes like chicken. I got news for you. Alligators do not taste like chicken.
What do they taste like?
I'm not 100% sure what they taste like, but it ain't chicken.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Okay. I had bought a pair of shoes, tennis shoes at a local shoe store, and I had them for about a week. And they started to aggravate. I have bursitis in my two pinky toes.
Yeah.
So they started to get a little sore, and I went back to the store, see if I could exchange them for another size.
Did they fit you for these shoes, or are you just going to buy them?
I just went in, I looked at the display.
Picked them off the rack, huh?
And the guy says, would you like these shoes? And I said, yeah, I'll need a 10.5 or 11 or whatever size you want. And then they lace them up, and then you try them on.
Yeah.
And, I tried them on. They felt pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And,
well,
and then,
those rascally pinky toes did you in, huh?
Yeah, they get, it's not real serious, but just aggravating when you're walking.
Uh-huh. Sure.
So I went in to bring them back. I really didn't tell them about the toe problem because it just didn't come to my mind,
Oh, what did you tell them about?
I just said, these shoes, don't quite fit me. I'd like to exchange them.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, we're sorry, we can't do that because, you've worn them. And, I just let it go at that. But I was wondering what you thought, if I should just pursue this, see if I can get an exchange on it, or is there nothing I could probably do about it?
Well, on what basis? You walked in, you tried them on, you said they fit fine, and you bought them. What did they do wrong?
Well, I never really got any assistance on the fit, on the size.
Did you ask for it?
No, I didn't.
No. Back to my premise. What did they do wrong?
Yeah.
Now, it may be they could stretch them for you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most shoe stores have some kind of a mechanism to put a shoe on and give it a bit of a stretch, and that just might solve the problem.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine them giving you a refund for the reasons you described.
Yeah, well, I don't want a refund. I just want to
Or another pair of shoes. Say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, those shoes are worthless to anybody else.
Right.
I can't see it happening, Tiger.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I think you bought a pair of shoes that fit a little tight.
Yeah.
But I take them back to them and ask them if they have the facilities to stretch them, because most shoe stores do. And if they don't, a good shoe repair shop can put them on a machine and stretch them.
Right.
All righty.
Okay.
Okay, I wish you well, my friend. When we go around the corner, we have an expert from Peoria. Is that Peoria, Illinois, who knows a whole ton about baseballs and how much they cost and where you buy them and where you get rid of them and so forth. Well, they say it's a national pastime, baseball. You know, my kids played football, basketball, baseball. The girls were in the band, and I went to everything. But I'll tell you, the labor of love. I used to hope my kids struck out just to get the thing over with. I'm Bruce Williams. Stick around, kids. And they didn't disappoint me. This is Talknet.
Hi, Jim Summers with another Value Right Value. My wife loves taking care of her hair, and I love her for loving to take care of her hair. She keeps it smooth and silky. And here's something else I love. This week, my wife can get 7 ounces of Pantene shampoo or 7 ounces of Pantene conditioner for only $2.99 at participating Value Right stores. Just look in the yellow pages for Value Right, where you'll always find great American values. Gee, isn't love a wonderful thing?
This is James Whitmore. Meet Gordon Graham, champion gardener in the Guinness Book of World Records. Gordon's been raving about that great invention from the folks at Miracle Grow.
I love that no-clog feeder. It's the fastest, easiest feeder I ever used.
How easy?
You just pour the Miracle Grow into the feeder and your garden hose does all the work. Nothing could be easier.
And fast?
Fast? You can feed your whole yard in minutes. I don't know how I ever got along without it.
Folks, that Miracle Grow no-clog feeder is a guaranteed work saver.
If you haven't been to Sears lately, you haven't been to Sears. We've lowered prices on over 50,000 items, and that includes new low prices on over 2,000 top-quality furniture and bedding items, all reduced 10 to 50%, like sofas, chairs, recliners, sleepers, bedroom sets, and all Sealy bedding, plus thousands of fashions for your home. Towels, sheets, comforters, bedspreads, rugs, curtains, draperies, blinds, and more. For great low prices on furniture and home fashions, get to Sears now.
What are the taunting troubles of a tubby teen?
Such as put-downs.
What kind of put-downs?
They would say I'm fat.
Are you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'd come up with things like I smell.
Do you?
No.
Do you bathe daily?
Yeah, every night.
If you start walking around feeling good about yourself, then that's going to send off a silent message to these people.
Yeah.
I'm Bob Madigan. Join the conversation every weekend right here on Talknet.
Alrighty, we're doing our thing in Walt Disney World, and I hope you'll come by if you're in the neighborhood. If not, we'll try and share some of our experiences during this week with you, the opening of the MGM Disney Center, and some other stuff that's been here for a while, oldies but goodies. Now, a moment ago, I had a gentleman from Victorville, California. He's got himself a baseball signed by Babe Ruth and a whole bunch of other luminaries from the 20s. Doesn't know what to do with it, wants to get rid of it, and we have an expert from Peoria, Illinois. Hello there.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi. What does one do with an autographed baseball?
Okay. First of all, let me ask him a couple of questions.
All righty. Are you, Victorville, are you there?
I'm here.
All righty. Go, fellas. I'll go out and have a Coke.
Okay.
All right. Hello.
Is this a Reach baseball?
What kind?
Is this manufactured by the company called Reach? R-E-A-C-H.
I think I saw that on there. It says official American League ball, patented March 17, 1925. Down below it says warranted the Cushion Cork Center, and Reach was on there, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me right now.
Was the stitching like red and green?
What's what?
The stitching that the ball,
oh, yes, I think it was red.
Red or red and green?
So. I don't have it in front of me now. I got it.
Where's the ball?
It's in a vault.
In a vault?
I figure it's too valuable just to leave laying around anyway.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just leave the silver laying out, but put the ball in the vault. Go ahead.
That's right, yeah.
Well, Bruce, you've mentioned many times, I know you talk about coin dealers a lot, jewelry dealers. Where's Victorville buys? What major city?
Los Angeles.
Okay. I'm sure if you look in the yellow pages under collectibles, you'll find all kinds of baseball card dealers. Some deal in memorabilia, some do not.
Well, you asked a moment ago if there's red and green, kind of Christmas motif, or just red. Does that make a difference?
Normally back then in that era, the official balls used by the leagues were made by a company called Reach. Today they're made by a company called Rawlings.
This one says reach. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Well, let's assume that it says reach for the sake of this discussion.
Okay.
We'll reach for that one. How much is this little thing worth, maybe?
This is extremely difficult without seeing it. It's just like coins.
Well,
condition is everything.
What kind of condition, Victorville?
Well, it's in good shape. It does look a little aged. It's been in a wrapped up in a can continuously ever since we got it. And
let me ask you this. Way back when, sometimes they used to shellac the balls in order to preserve them. Has this one ever been shellacked?
no, it doesn't have any shellac on it.
Okay, that's a plus in your favor.
No.
So I understand there are a lot of variables, but give me a range. How's that?
Okay, who's on the ball? Is this an
I
autographed
hope
ball?
you are.
Do I read them?
Is this an autographed ball?
Yes.
Okay, did you say Babe Ruth was on?
Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Ty Cobb, Pat Collins, Walter Houck, Gabby Hartnett, Ted Lyons, and 7 more that weren't as
Okay,
well known.
this thing could be valued anywhere between, because I cannot see the condition.
I understand. We're
That's right.
not going to hold you to this, and I'm
Okay.
not going to try to sell it to you.
It could probably be worth as much as up to $3,000.
Up to 3.
Yeah. And it could be $30 too. I don't know.
Well, why?
Solely dependent on condition, you mean?
Condition, how legible the autographs are. Like I said, condition is everything.
Yep.
We have people tell us all the time that everything's in mint condition. Oh, it's perfect. And they say, well, for the age of the ball, it's great, but.
Right. Well, I wouldn't attempt to say it's in mint condition like a new ball.
Yeah.
These signatures I mentioned are all very clear. The other 7, some the tail end of their signature tails off, partly because of the way they sign, and also partly because they're a little less sharp or heavy ink.
Okay, now the figure I'm giving you is a retail figure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if you've listened to Bruce before, he's told you that, this is not what a dealer will pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in the business to make a buck. As Bruce would say, we're entitled to make a buck.
That's true. Well, listen, we've established a range for you, my friends, and that's what we're trying to do. And what our dealer in Peoria says is amble on down to Los Angeles, call each of the dealers that deal in memorabilia in baseball material, and if they can't or they aren't interested themselves, the likelihood is they can push you in the right direction. And who knows, this could buy you at least a couple tuna fish sandwiches. I mean, hang on a little bit longer, and that's about what you'll pay for tuna fish. But in any event, I thank you both very much. I'm Bruce Williams from Walt Disney World. This is Talknet.
This is James Whitmore. I want you to meet Gene Daughtridge, the man who grew the 55-pound cantaloupe that's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Gene, how come you always use Miracle Grow?
Other fertilizers only come in through the roots, and what Miracle Grow has got on the other fertilizers is it comes through the roots and through the leaves and the stems at the same time, and that makes for a better, healthier plant.
Folks, if world champion gardeners depend on Miracle Grow, shouldn't you?
Every time you speak, people judge you by the words you use. To make a powerful impression, you need a powerful vocabulary. You need Verbal Advantage, Achievement Dynamics' new audio cassette tape program that teaches you proper pronunciation, meaning, and usage just by listening. Verbal Advantage gives you the word power you need to succeed. For information, call 1-800-999-RSVP. That's 1-800-999-RSVP. One more time, 800-999-RSVP.
This is James Whitmore. When it comes to lawns, some folks say too much work, too much time, too much money. Well, if that's you, I've got the answer that'll make folks like us look like experts. Miracle Grow Lawn Food and the Miracle Grow No Clog Feeder. You just pour the lawn food into the feeder jar and spray on. Nothing could be easier. You'll feed your whole lawn in minutes. You'll see lush green growth in days. Miracle Grow Lawn Food and the Miracle Grow No Clog Feeder. Beautiful lawns for folks like us.
George McNeely, who is a sports anchor and reporter for WDBO, just dropped by, our affiliate in Orlando, and he has a message for my friend with a baseball. He says just have him call the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. They have curators there that will answer his questions, and if necessary, you might be able to send it to them registered or certified mail or whatever, and they'll appraise it for him. So there's another possibility. You don't even have to go to L.A. Davenport, Iowa, home of WOC. That's Ronald Reagan's old hometown. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
I am well, thank you.
Good. I have a question about buying into a business, which would be a distributorship. And there is a customer established base that's already here, and so what we would be purchasing
Dear, would you just raise your voice a tad?
Sure. What we would be purchasing is what has already been established by somebody else, and what we would be purchasing into would be to pay him back for establishing the customer base that is here. And we have never owned a business of our own before. I don't know whether this is a good deal or not to pay dollar for dollar.
Well, wait a minute. Let's talk about this. Could you tell me a little bit about what we're talking about? What kind of a business? What are you buying in terms of inventory? All that kind of good stuff.
Okay. Inventory, there really isn't so much.
None? Well, you didn't tell me what you're distributing yet.
Okay, business systems, business forms to small business owners.
And you order them from a printer someplace? Is that it?
No, it's a distributorship, so the company takes care of that for you.
Well, then you're ordering it from somebody else, is what I'm driving at. You're very much like a broker in this instance. Is that not true?
Right.
Okay. So all you're buying is this customer list, effectively.
Right, and that those customers do continue to repeat business. And
you're buying a customer list. That's what I said.
Okay.
Now, how much does he maintain he is earning now?
What they have established already is $120,000.
$120,000 what?
That's how much business has been purchased by the customers that we would.
Well, that's gross. That's over a year's period of time?
No, it's been established over many years.
And they've only spent $120,000 in all that time?
Okay, I'm sorry. That is the last 12 months.
That's better. You're talking to somebody. Who are you talking to?
My husband.
Well, put him on, because he seems to know a little bit about the deal, really.
Okay.
I don't want to deal through you. Why do I have to deal through an intermediary here? But let's go first cabin here. Hello, George. Where are you? Henry? Jerome? I'm not talking to... Hello there. Why are we working through your wife here, you bastard?
Well, this is something that we're going to do together.
Well, but you got the facts, apparently.
Well, no, really. She had them laying right in front of her there.
All right. The business grossed $120,000 last year. Is that what you're telling me?
Right. That's what was sold last year.
How much did he... that's called gross. How much did he net?
That I don't know.
Put your wife back on. No. Well, you see, how can we... There's no way you can talk about this with having... You got to know what he grosses, what he nets, how much effort he puts forward, how many hours a week, what does he have invested in materials, what are his expenses, and how can you talk about this unless you know those things? What do you do for a living now?
I'm a sales supervisor.
What does your wife do?
Right now, she's just a homemaker.
Well, what's your
background in sales too?
Okay. What is this guy asking for this enterprise?
Well, they said it would be anywhere from $1 to $1.50 on each dollar sold.
I mean, he wants between $100,000 and $150,000?
Right.
I think that it's, from what you're telling me so far, I don't know what the net is, but it sounds to me like it's grossly overpriced. Tell you what you do. Get your ducks together, find out what the thing is grossing, what it's netting, how many hours he's putting in. Is his wife employed? Because, again, that means 2 salaries. You got to come off the top to make that kind of money. Pick up all those little loose ends and give me a call back, and maybe we can run it past you. But right now, I do you a serious disservice in trying to even take a shot at the whole thing without that information at my disposal. Venice, Florida. Hello there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Bruce.
Yeah. We got past the highs.
Excuse me?
It's all right. Go ahead.
Okay. I need to ask you, I'm a surveyor by trade.
Uh-huh.
And once in a while we run across a property that has a house on it that the yard grows up around it, and they don't seem to take a lot of good care of it because they don't usually have time. And I've offered to clean up yards several times, and I've gotten a few jobs from that. And my mom was complaining about the property next door to her house. The grass was growing and looking bad, and the newspapers were stacking up because nobody lived there at the time, and it was a bank had it. You know, it was
repossession.
Repossessed, right. And I called the realtor and told him I'd clean the yard up for so much, a so much of a amount, and he said, well, let me get clearance first. So he did, and I got paid for it and everything, or I'm getting paid for it. But I'm wondering, do I need a license to do that?
I have no idea. Some places, yes, you need a business license. Some places, no. All you do is hop on down to your local town hall and you can ask. Now, if you just do one job like that, I can't imagine where it'd be a big deal about a license. If you start running ads and make this a regular business, it may well be you'll have to have some kind of a permit and be registered with the local community. But it's easy enough to find out just by making a phone call.
Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go start a business from doing this. If I can get enough realtors, you know, to give me their repossessions, I'm trying to start a business from it. But what I'm asking is, when do I need to get one?
Well, I mean, I can't give you an answer to that. Technically, I mean, the state of Florida is a service like that taxed. I know you had a big hassle about service and taxes here. Is a lawn service taxed?
They just took that tax away.
Well, that was they took a tax away. I don't know if that one specifically.
The service tax.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if lawn service is taxed. Let's assume, for the sake of this discourse, just for the discussion, that it is. Well, then you'd have to have a license. You'd also have to have a tax number. If you let's make it easy for you. Let's assume that you sell them a couple of shrubs. Well, then without question, you'd have to have a sales tax number.
Right.
If you have employees, you'd have workers' compensation. You have to have a federal ID number, all that. But right now, you don't. Right now, you're just a guy picking up an odd job. I wouldn't lose a lot of sleep over it.
Yeah. Well, through the bank, they just called today to get my Social Security number. So
yeah, because they're going to send you a 1099 at the end of the year. You know, the federal law says if you give any one individual, it's not a company name, over a certain dollar number, which is relatively low, you're required to send a 1099 to them and notify the government they have the loot. And on that, you'll have to pay taxes.
Right.
That makes you part of the system, aren't you lucky?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it comes down to. But I just go out and get the business. Get yourself a few accounts and worry about the other later. But do keep track of the money, because you must pay. And if you have to file a quarterly return, if you start to earn any important money, otherwise you'll be penalized next year.
What kind of dollar amount are you talking?
You've got to have. Now, you talk to a tax man. This is not my area, but it seems to me you have to have on deposit, by withholding or otherwise, at least 80% of your tax liability or what you paid last year. I think that's the formula, but I could be way out in left field. You can call IRS or call any accountant, they can tell you. But it's you're better off to have a little extra in there than a little too little, because then you're going to start paying penalties, and who needs that?
Right.
I wish you well, Tiger.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Hey, well, let me throw something else at you. Rather, if you don't want to horse around with a quarterly, right? Now, I don't know if this is proper or not, but it'll get you by in most cases. Increase the withholding on your regular job. Decrease the dependence. Because as long as the money is there, nobody's going to hassle you too hard.
Yeah.
I wish you well.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Hi, Bruce Williams from Walt Disney World in sunny Florida. Yeah, and it is sunny. Wasn't today magnificent? Yeah, Michael and I had a real good day today down in Tampa. Yeah, the sun was out, and we were dressed. Everybody else is in swimming pools, which shows you there's justice. Gotta be kidding me. Tomorrow's the day. We get out to the pool. Tomorrow we only have a couple of meetings and this, that, and the other thing. So tomorrow is our day to play, I think. This is Talknet.
Where can you get all the business news you need these days? Even in the best local newspapers, you get only a section of business news. That's too little. And if you have to wait a week or more to read a business magazine, then news may not be news anymore. That's too late. There is one publication that gives you all the business news you need every business day, the Wall Street Journal. So don't settle for too little too late. Subscribe to the Wall Street Journal and get 12 weeks for just $29.75. Call 800-228-6266. That's 800-228-6266.
If you haven't been to Sears lately, you haven't been to Sears. We've lowered prices on over 50,000 items, and that includes new low prices on over 2,000 top-quality furniture and bedding items, all reduced 10 to 50%, like sofas, chairs, recliners, sleepers, bedroom sets, and all Sealy bedding, plus thousands of fashions for your home. Towels, sheets, comforters, bedspreads, rugs, curtains, draperies, blinds, and more. For great low prices on furniture and home fashion, get to Sears now.
Presenting the Gershwin Collection. 53 spectacular performances together for the first time.
I got rhythm, I got
Fascinating rhythm, you got me on the go. Fascinating rhythm, I'm all a quiver.
Ethel Merman, Benny Goodman, Lena Horne, Tony Bennett, Judy Garland, Fred Astaire, and many more.
Slap that bass, slap it till it's dizzy. Slap that bass, keep the rhythm busy.
You say either and I say either.
3.5 hours of George Gershwin's music, plus a 20-page book on his life, only from Teledisc and not in any store. The Gershwin Collection, a collector's set of 53 priceless recordings, 5 records or 3 cassettes, just $29.95 plus shipping. 3 CDs, just $39.95 plus shipping.
I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me.
To order, call 1-800-543-1200. That's 1-800-543-1200.
To reach us, it's simple. Just punch up 800-223-4141. All righty, let's go to Buffalo, New York. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Williams. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Welcome to Disney World.
Thank you, sir. I got an 18-year-old son. He's got a junk car sitting in my garage. He's been selling it for parts. I told him I want to get the car out of there.
Hey, you must be real popular with the neighbors, huh?
Right, sir. He's got an engine to get rid of. He sold it for $120, and the kid he sold it to refused to come pick it up.
Has he
Been
paid
over a month
for it?
ago. Yes, sir, he did.
Why don't you just put it in the back of your pick-em-up truck and drop it on his front lawn?
The engine?
Yes.
Whole engine, huh?
Why not? He paid for it, right?
Yes, sir, he did pay for it.
You know where he lives.
Yes, sir.
Drop it on his driveway or front lawn.
That'd be the best thing to do.
I'm not. Well, no, I didn't say it was the best thing
okay.
to do, and I don't think. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'll tell you it was my kid. That's what I'd do.
What if you don't have a truck to take the engine over with, though?
Well, I would talk to my 18-year-old son and find out which one of his friends has a truck to take it over.
Definitely so.
Indeed.
That'd be the thing to do, huh? That's.
Well, I didn't say it was the thing to do. Now, stop putting words in my mouth.
No,
what I'm saying is that I wouldn't get an ulcer over something like this. I would just put the thing in the back of a pick-em-up truck and drop it in the kid's driveway, and then ta-ta.
All right, that sounds
Say,
good.
hey, listen, we wanted to help you out, and we deliver. You know, there's not even a delivery charge, and then lay a strip before his father comes out.
That sounds real good. I really appreciate that. Could I ask you one other question?
See, why not?
Okay, a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, I was listening to your program. You had a woman on there. She was trying to quit smoking.
Yeah.
And you followed her through for a week or two.
Michael is reaching into his pocket as we speak.
Well, he's not the only one.
No, he's got all. No, not for cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
He's reaching. He's looking for. Hey, Michael, you're accused of. You're talking about a Helen. Where is 304 area code? I've forgotten. Anyway, Helen, to the best of our knowledge, the last time Michael checked was still not smoking.
Still not smoking, huh? All
No,
right,
so
great.
why don't we? What's your first name?
Jack.
Dick. Why don't we stop smoking tonight? Just for tonight.
Just for tonight, huh?
Just for tonight. Matter of fact, Dick, just for the next hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10 minutes. Okay. I think I can handle that.
Can you handle an hour and 10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
All right, you hold on, because we're going to call you back in an hour and 10 minutes and see how good you are.
Okay.
All right, now, hold on. Billy Lally will give you a call from New York in an hour and 10 minutes. Only you quit smoking is 1 minute at a time. Anybody tells you to quit for a year, that's nonsense. 6 months, crazy. You quit for an hour. Well, when you get to that point and you say, well, if I could do it for that hour, who knows? Maybe I can sneak in another 20 minutes. When I used to do this show 8 years ago, I wouldn't sit down without 2 brand new fresh packs of cigarettes on a console. I mean, I would go into a fit if I didn't do that. Now, it was 4 packs a day for 20-some-odd years. And suddenly I decided, maybe this is not such a good thing to do for your lungs. And it's been, that was October, who remembers, October the 2nd, 1980 was when I started this and I'll tell you something. When I see a good-looking woman, and she's got her cigarette in her mouth, it's not her body I'm lusting for. Tough. You never get over it. It's an addiction. But what the heck? Anybody can beat it. If I can beat it, certainly anybody can beat it. Let's go to Dallas, Texas, see what's happening. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
I've got a little bit of a problem with my insurance company.
What's the problem?
It seems that I got a call from them and they are going to cancel my renter's insurance because they said I have unfavorable credit history. I just started this up about a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, you were what's called inspected.
Yeah.
One of the outside companies, in all likelihood, talk to your neighbors and some others, and one of the things they ask about is your credit.
Well, don't they have to have my permission to check my credit?
Absolutely not.
Anybody can check my credit.
Sure, I can check your credit.
Well, because it is going to be turned down, am I going to have this problem at every insurance company I go to?
Well, one of the things is that you now got an unfavorable file. And if it was an outside inspection company, any other company that goes to them will have access to that, what it is called in the trade, protective information. But that doesn't mean you get turned down with the next company.
I just
you sure that's the only thing?
Yeah, they said specifically I had unfavorable credit history.
Uh-huh.
And that I'd be sent a letter in the mail,
Mm-hmm.
pertaining to that.
Who told you this?
My insurance agent.
Uh-huh. Is he a captive agent, or does he work for a lot of companies?
Works for themselves. They have their own business, but it's a big branch.
No. What I want to no. There's two kinds of things. They're independent agents. That means they represent 12, 15 companies, perhaps. Then there are captive agents who only
captive agents. Then.
Well, if he's a captive, he has no place to go. You see, go to an independent agent. If he can't get it placed with one company, he probably can place it elsewhere.
I just didn't want to make too much of a stink with them because
I wouldn't make a stink. I just go to an independent agent this time around. Okay. Because he can go to many companies and see if he can place it. If he can't place it one place, he'll place it someplace else.
So you don't think that I'll have this trouble at it?
I don't know that. But you do need the insurance, don't you?
Oh, definitely.
Then go see an independent agent who can look around and try to place it for you.
Okay. Problem was that I lost my job about a year and a half ago and had to file bankruptcy, and I'm sure that's probably what it was.
Well, that could be, but my advice still remains. Okay. See, the captive, there's nothing wrong with captive agents or captive companies, but if his company says no, he has no place to go.
I just wanted to know if I had any recourse.
Yeah, I gave you the recourse. Go elsewhere. Okay. I wish you well, my friend. I'm Bruce Williams. Stick around. This is Talknet.
I'm Charlton Heston. I'd like to invite you to visit the National Forests. Wherever you live, there's one within a day's drive. National Forests are America's great outdoors. They're intended to provide Americans with all kinds of benefits. Visit the National Forests soon and experience the miracle of the forest. To find out about the forests near you, write Forests for Us, Box 2000, Washington, D.C., 20013. A message from the Forest Service, USDA.
Some folks have misplaced the phone number for a line recording, you rascals. Well, if you want to order a past Talknet show, here's the key. 703-455-5566. I'll repeat that. 703-455-5566. You give the operator the time and date of the show you want, and $6.95 on your major credit card, and someone is on duty to take your order right now. Give them a yell. It's 703-455-5566. Some people seem to have a green thumb that helps their yard stay beautiful all season. Well, now you can have one too with Green Thumb Supplies from True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. Like the big Green Thumb 2-gallon garden sprayer for just $24.88, it combines a tough vinyl hose with an 18-inch nickel-plated brass extension, and you can adjust it for a gentle mist or a long-range spray. Plus, the Green Thumb 2-gallon sprayer has a corrosion-resistant poly tank to keep it strong and lightweight season after season. True Value Hardware stores also combine cutting power and extra reach all in one with a Green Thumb telescoping tree pruner. It extends from 6 to 12 feet, has a power lever and 2 pulleys for greater cutting force, and includes bonus bypass pruning shears worth $7.99. So spring into savings on the Green Thumb telescoping tree pruner for just $34.88 at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers. Alhambra, California. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
I was calling about some wallpaper that I ordered from a company out of state.
Uh-huh.
And they put it on 2 orders. I got the border about 9 days later. The wallpaper I have not received. I've ordered it the 18th of March. And I have called and called and called, and they keep saying I have to talk to customer service, and they won't let me talk to them. They won't call. So I can't find out anything about it.
Well, how did you pay for this stuff?
On Visa.
What's
and
the
I found
thing?
out we don't have to pay for something that we don't receive.
That's true. And
And
furthermore, you don't have to pay for the border. You can send that back because that's useless without the rest of the order.
that's true. But
Let me ask you a silly question.
okay.
Why did you buy it from a outfit out of town? And let me give you the silly answer. It was a little cheaper, right?
Right.
You know, sometimes pardon me?
And I wish I wouldn't have done it.
Well, cheapest is not always the least expensive, as you're starting to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my contention that if it's possible, you're better off to deal with a local merchant who's going to be there tomorrow morning to take care of your complaints.
Yeah.
Now, there are those that would disagree with that contention, but I think it's one that can be defended. If it were me, tomorrow morning I'd pack this stuff up, send the border back and say, since you didn't send the bulk of the order, I'm obliged to return this because clearly the border is worthless without the rest of the order. Very truly yours, and then just don't pay that. You'll put the whole visa thing into contention, and I think you'll find that they'll honor your contest.
Yeah. Now, what if I kept the border, but just I've called in and said I just wanted to cancel the order?
Well, what are you going to keep the border for? What good is that?
Well, because I can order the paper from somewhere else right here in town.
You're bound and determined, aren't you?
Yeah.
How much? Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How much are you going to save if you just keep the border? How much?
I hadn't figured it out.
I'll bet it's not very much, is it?
No, it's probably $30, $40, something like that.
On the border alone?
Yeah.
Well, that's important money. The reason I asked the question, here's a company that did you dirty, and you still want to give them a profit on some of the stuff.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't want to do that.
See, I already paid for the border.
Well, you paid for on your visa, right?
Right.
Yeah, but the border technically isn't worth anything unless you get the rest of the order, so I think you'd have the right to return it. Yeah. But if you want to go down and buy the rest of it somewhere else and cancel the order, I have no problem with that either.
Yeah.
I wish you well, dear. I wish I could talk longer, but this hour has come to a conclusion. And a whole bunch of nice people, and we'll mention them a little later on, that made this thing possible. Yeah, we're doing our thing in Disney World and enjoying every minute of it. I hope one day you and your family get the same experience. Yeah, this is Bruce Williams. This is fun.